Alright everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. Today guys, we're going to be doing a brand new series that I'm going to bring into my channel called the Card Analysis Series. So what this basically is we're going to be taking a look at a specific Pokemon card. And we're going to see, basically, we're going to break the card down in terms of all of its statistics. And then, in the end, we're going to kind of give like an overall rating on the card out of 10. We're also going to be talking about like the impact the card has made on the format that it was in at the time, or even if it's still in the format. So it's going to be a little fun series, and I think it's going to be fun to do, because it allows me to kind of do new things, and it's, honestly, I'm going to have fun with this. So anyways, what better way to start the series off by doing a card analysis on the card, or the deck, I should say, that won the World Championships this year, Mega Audino EX. Mega Audino EX. So what is the card? Well, it's a Mega. Now, there's some drawbacks to that. One, a Mega Pokemon means it's not a basic EX, so it's not like the regular Audino, where it's basically, it's a basic, play it down, just like that, everything's going good. No, it is a Mega. That means you're going to have to Mega Evolve, which means you could possibly end your turn, or you could have an Audino Spirit Link, which then limits your tools. So that's a bit of a drawback. But with the Spirit Links, it's not really a big deal in all honesty. Spirit Links are just really good for Megas, and it does help Mega Audino out a lot. Now, looking at its HP, for a Mega, it's got a lot of HP. 220 HP is a good amount. Audino is a bulkier Pokemon, so you would have expected to have like maybe more, but 220 HP is still pretty good. It can take a fair amount of hits, so the HP is solid, and the fact that it's a Mega isn't a bad thing either, because that means it's an evolution. Now we can take a look at its attack. So starting off is the energy cost. It has good energy. One, it can rely on DCE. So you can use a DCE and a Mega Turbo, and boom, Magical Symphony is powered up just like that. Also, it doesn't require any specific energy, so you can use this with other splashable things, like say Aromatisse. You can use this with Magearna, you can use it with Bronzong, Baby Yveltal. You can use it with Manaphy, with Water Toolbox, you can use it with Darkrai, Dark Cloak. There's a lot of different options to actually use Magical Symphony with, which is a pretty good thing, and that does help the card out a lot, in my opinion. And that makes it just playable, because if it was relying on specific energy, it wouldn't be the worst card in the world, but it would limit it onto kind of how you can run it. There's a lot of different versions. I mean, at the Worlds, we saw this thing with, like, Magearna. I saw, like, it with Baby Yveltal. There's one with, like, Manaphy in it, and, like, Seismitoad. So this version is good, because you can just use any different card you want, and it's really nice that you can do that. There's all kinds of combos this card can work well with, and it's always fun to work that. Now we can get into the actual attack. So 3 energies for 110 damage. 110 isn't bad. 2 shots most EXs, and 2 shots Megas. Then, the good thing though is its effect though. If you played a supporter card, which let's face it, it's not that hard to do, you will most likely play a supporter card. You play a supporter card, boom, you do 50 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So that means you can knock out stuff like Night March, Comdees, just other basics, like maybe you could do some damage to like a Froakie, maybe soften like another Pokemon up, which is also pretty nice to have, being able to soften up something on the bench, like maybe you hit like a Trevin on the bench, so that when a Trevin Break comes up, 110 damage would allow you to do a knockout since it already took 50, so it was a really nice effect to have, and that's kind of why I won Worlds, because it was just taking 2 prizes at once, and forcing the opponent not to have to play that many Night Marchers down, and it really was a struggle to keep up with this beast of a Pokemon. So its attack is pretty nice. It runs on colorless, you can combo with anything else, and it does good damage, and the effect is good. Now we get into the weakness and resistance. Unfortunately, it does not have any resistance, so that's a little bit of a bummer, but it's not the worst thing in the world. It would be nice to have resistance, but it's a colorless Pokemon, I kind of expect that. Then we get into its weakness, which isn't bad either. Fighting. And you may be like, what fighting? What, you got Lucario, Zygarde, I don't know, stuff like Halucha, Garbodor, I don't know. There's all kinds of fighting types. However, they're not really tier 1 right now. Let's face it. Do we see Lucario make top 8? Do we see Zygarde make top 8? No. So, fighting decks aren't really a big deal right now for Audino. So that was a good reason. I mean, the fact that fighting types right now aren't really making that big of a scene, Mega Audino is, in my opinion, pretty safe. So that is a good thing to actually have, is the fact that it doesn't have much of a big deal with the weakness for now. Maybe when rotation hits, it might. Now we get into I mean, its retreat. So its retreat is 3, which is a pretty big retreat cost. I mean, you'd have to pay your whole attack just for retreat. However, with stuff like Switch, Escape Rope, maybe Floatstone if you can use like Zerosic, and with the mana fee, with the ability, and maybe Dark Rise, Dark Cloak, you can retreat for free. So there are ways to manipulate that. So that isn't a bad thing, but the 3 retreat is a bit of a bummer. Now we can take a look at the impacts. This card had a pretty big impact since it won Worlds. The fact that this card won Worlds is, in my opinion, a fairly large impact to have. That is a pretty big deal. So I'd say the impact is pretty big. Who knows, it'll make a bigger impact in the new rotation, but it definitely made an impact at the end of the XY on format, winning World Championship out of nowhere. So let's face it, no one expected that. Now, we go into the overall rating on the card. So I'm going to rate this out of 10. Now, from all the statistics I put together, I have to give this card I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Well, positives. Good attack, lots of synergy with the colorless typing, a decent weakness that isn't the worst thing, a lot of HP. But there are negatives. One, it has a huge retreat cost, which does hurt it a little bit, because it forces you, because if you want to play like a metal version of this, well, that retreat cost is going to be a bit of a pain. Also, it's a mega, so it takes time to actually get in play, and you would need the Spirit Link to not have to end your turn, so that's a bit of another bummer. But overall, this card is a pretty solid card. Will it be better with the rotation? Who knows? But I kind of might expect to see a fighting type kind of come back, but you never know. It might not actually happen. So if you guys enjoyed the video, if you did, hit like button. Don't forget to subscribe more PTCGO content. Don't worry, I will get to making deck videos. I mean, I might actually upload this when the rotation hits. But the reason I haven't made many deck videos, guys, is because it's almost over. There's no point making a deck video when, like, literally the format's going to end in, like, a couple of days. It just doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to wait it out until rotation hits. Hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down below what card you guys would like to see next. It does not have to be a Pokemon card. It can be an EX card. Doesn't have to be a Mega. It doesn't even have to be a Pokemon card. It can be like a trainer, a supporter. It doesn't even have to be in the standard. It could literally be from HCSS. Heck, if you wanted to, I could go way back to the Diamond and Pearl era, because I actually was around back then and played in that era. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.